Thirsty Thursday, engage. You got your can? We're going the death route today. Liquid death. And remember, can you see my thumb? Can you see my thumb? Look at that. Look at that. Maybe. Okay. Code Allie 15. Gorilla Beverages. Save some money and feel just fine. GorillaLifestyle.com. All right. Get your can. Let's do this. First, we what? We skim the top. Then we get the gutter. Then we blow. Oh, man. And this is our favorite part. Here we go. What are we doing? Did you hear that? Let's pour up our day. Remember, it's not going to be all right until it is. That's all I got today. Look, sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. You think everything's going to be, not going to be all right, but then it is. It's a pretty powerful message if you think about it for Thirsty Thursday. All right, we're rimming to the top there. Let's take our sip. Oh, that's good. In the words of Milhouse Simpson or Bart Simpson, I forget, but whoa, that's good squishy. Man, should we do it? Let's do it. Okay, welcome to Thirsty Thursday. 3, 2, 1. That's a knockout.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. All gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the power slap king.
Slap some, baby! Hey fam, what's up? Got our drink, we poured it up. Let's talk about the week that was. Let's get some fluid first, So good. Dude, this week was crazy. It was fun. I had my boy Texas Tim come to town, and he was here for like the whole week. Got to see his family, the whole deal. They're all getting bigger, man. It's crazy. I'm the worst when it comes to like ages and names and birthdays and all that kind of stuff. And so it's always good to get caught up from that aspect. Get to know the kiddos. I hadn't seen them for a while, about a year. But they come out every year, and they stay up in Park City, and we just had a good time, man. Good to see Les and Tim and all the kiddos, and get to see what's going on in their life for sure. Went hiking up in Park City, which was crazy. We did a Silver Lake hike this week with Texas Tim and his family, and it was fun, man. What you do is you take I don't even know what you call it, the chairlift at a ski resort up in Deer Valley, and you just take that all the way. You get off, and then you get up on another one, and you take that chairlift all the way to the top, and then you hike down. It's genius. And some fools, which I don't understand, they actually choose to walk up the trail. So as you're walking down the trail, these people are walking past you going the wrong way. Go the wrong way. That's up. I don't know. All these people are so up, man. They're just so energetic, ambitious, crazy in some aspects. I mean, it's a big climb. But, to each their own, I guess. But it was fun. I got to hang with them up in Deer Valley and Park City. Went out to lunch. They actually ended up coming down to our house one of the days and just hung out by the pool, man, all day. It was fantastic. Got to talk, laugh, drink by the pool. They stayed for dinner, so we had a little barbecue sesh with some burgers. Tim got to see my dad. And when we were talking up in Park City after our hike, they were talking about coming down and doing what we did yesterday. But I was warning them about my dad. I was like, just be aware. He's not like, he's older now. And sometimes he's more aware than others. But we had a really cool moment because, Tim didn't really, it's weird. I really call him my little brother. You know what I mean? He lived next door to us for years. And then he moved to Texas. So now he's Texas Tim. But he came back every summer, our whole life. He came back every summer and worked. And so my family knows him really well. I really do call him my little brother all the time. And so my dad was around him a lot as well. So when they came down to the house, or before they came down to the house, I should say, I was just cluing him in, the whole Parkinson's thing. And so he just had a little context. Anyway, when they came down, Tim and his family, I went and picked up my dad and my mom, and he came in the house, and my dad's walking slowly. And then Tim comes in and he's like, hey, how are you? You remember me? And I swear to you, my dad's eyes got a little they got a little watery, and I really think he remembered him, which was like a big deal. It was a real moment, man. And then he said some stuff, and I think he Pops was basically saying, he was like looking at him saying, there's you and little, or something like that. Anyway, I think in that moment he didn't have the words come out correctly, but he definitely remembered who Tim was, and it was just a cool moment. And so we scooted dad out to the pool so he could hang, get that beverage going. And it was cool. It was a good moment. Got to just hang and get the update from everybody. And Tim got to see my dad. You never know what tomorrow brings. So I mean, shit, man, I think I'll be around another year. As far as mentally, who knows how that's gonna go. So it was good to have that moment with him and Tim's family, and also have the moment of just hanging as well. The moment of him, I really feel like he did recognize him. And then to have the moment of hanging like we used to do all the time was pretty cool, pretty awesome. And then Tim and Allie, my son Tim, slap son Tim, he's hanging out with Allie in the pool, and they're all just talking, gossiping, doing their thing. It was pretty funny. At one point, we were screaming at him, "What are you guys talking about over there? What are those secrets over there?" And they're just laughing and talking, and I love that shit, man. I love it when everyone's getting along and they're just having a good time, and just everyone's calm and relaxed, and just being themselves and having a good time, joking. Because, especially with stepkids and stuff, that doesn't happen all the time. And then yesterday was one of those days where it was happening, and it happened all day. We got to hang all day with everybody. Even my sister came up to hang by the pool. So it really was a full day of just hanging out with family, having a good time, which was awesome. Can't go wrong with that. Oh, man. So that was a big deal. We're working on updating Allie's website. So we, not to go too nerdy, but you got to update the PHP code so you can put in certain pixels. Anyway, that has been a bear. With all this stuff, it should be just a click of a button. And the instructions to update such things are pretty much that. It's just as easy as 1, 2, 3, and you're out to the races. Man, it has not been that way. And I can nerd out on that scene a little bit, with the coding and tech and all that. But I'm not officially that. Shout out to Chat GPT and YouTube, because without those two, there's plenty of things I wouldn't know how to do. But I'm on the fly kind of guy. Do things on the fly. We'll figure it out. But man, with Allie's website, for whatever reason, it's been a yo-yo. But we're getting to the bottom of it, which is huge, which is big, because once we figure out that, get that updated, we implant the pixel, then we can finally start testing out ads for the salon. And along with that, the hairline, and along with that, the CRM and the education. So it's a fun step. It's a big step, and things are getting closer. You can tell you're getting close to the finish line, because all the things that should be easy end up going the route of not easy. And it's just how it goes with every project. You get right there, and then you got to deal with all these little tiny, tedious incoming fires to put out before you actually can cross the finish line. So we're at that point right now, I would say. But it is exciting. So all the ad creative come across for the ads that we're going to do. The creative is just, still photos or maybe some short videos with the branding on those with a call to action. So book now, call, or whatever the call to action is. A really simple ads, but cool to see the creative come across. So once we figure out the website code and that's all updated, we can implant that pixel baby, and we'll be off to the races testing ads. So it's gonna be good. I got a good feeling about it. In a lot of ways, on the business side of things, I don't know if rock bottom is the term, but with certain things that have happened, a bunch of girls leaving the salon to go do their own thing, some other things happening in the background, plus the stuff we're trying to launch. There was a lot going on, and so to get to this point is really, well, it's validating, but it'll be even more validating once we see those ads working and converting and coming through. But right now, it feels like we finally kind of got through the stuff a little bit. You're never totally out of the stuff, right? But it feels like we finally got through the stuff, and I'm really optimistic. I'm excited to see how they all perform, because if we can drive leads into the salon in a third-party way, in an ad way, because we've only ever done word of mouth and social media. I mean, only. So, which is actually amazing, right? It proves that the best advertising is word of mouth. The best way to grow your business is your boy or a friend of yours or a family member saying, hey, have you checked this out? Hey, have you heard of this? That's the 100% best way to advertise. And that's how we've grown. But we're to the point now where we want to work on the brand more. And so we're going to try this, third party way, if you will. And we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. Should be good. So that's that. Allie herself, she's doing great, man. She is finding out, I think, that to get to that next level, we've talked about it on the pod before, but to get to that next level, you got to go through some of the hardships. You got to go through some of the things you don't want to do. And it's annoying as hell because I know what she's thinking. She's thinking, I got to do all this again, meaning I got to do all these other things so I can get to this next level again. And it's been hard to watch, but it's also been kind of cool because it's something that I can just keep reassuring her, it's going to be okay, and support that and do whatever. But you can tell she's ready as well to just level up because it's been a journey for sure. It has been a journey. But other than that, man, I think it's good. It's good to kind of refine yourself and to keep moving along in life. And I think Allie's going through that a little bit, as we all are to some extent. But yeah, I think she's going to be okay though. And remember, for the people watching or listening at home that are kind of lost, remember, this is the selfish project for Joe that we just sort of talked about the week that was. So if I'm bouncing around and you're like, what? Well, you're just going to have to listen each week so you can go, oh, look at the characters in the story, or just realize you don't know what's going on, and that's fine too. It's for the family, let's be honest. But yeah, man, Allie's doing great. It's hard because in our relationship, man, I always feel like I'm chasing that girl, just always chasing that girl, and it causes frustrations and tension because I'm just always chasing that girl. I've talked about it before, but I am, dude. I am that. I have imprinted on her. I am the Twilight bitch, and I imprinted on her, and it's rough out there because you can't always do the imprinting things. You feel me? But part of leveling up and part of getting to the next phase in not just her life, our lives professionally, we should see a change where I don't need to chase so much and we can kind of be around each other more. Right now we always love looking forward to going out of town because we love to play, we love to go out, do all that kind of stuff. And I always joke, I love Vacation Alley. Vacation Alley is awesome because she's got nowhere to go except with husband Joe, which is great. But in her defense, bro, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and that girl will not stop. She is AI. You're not going to get in her way. You're not going to stop her, and that's part of the relationship factor with someone like that. You kind of just have to be patient. But no, dude, she's kicking butt, taking names. We're super close to leveling up and getting to that finish line of what we've been working on for so long. So that's good. Lucas is doing great. He school's starting in a couple weeks, but he's doing great, man. He's been hanging out with his cousin Fina quite a bit, and they're just two peas in a pod the last month or so, man. They're just hanging out. She's old enough so she can drive, and she's been so awesome taking him around and, really kind of being, she's his cousin, but they've kind of been big sister, little brother a little bit, which has been great for Lucas, man. He loves it. Every day he wakes up, he's like, let's see what Fina's doing. And it's so funny because, like, bro, you're 11. She's 16, but they make time for each other. They have a good time. And yeah, it's been really good. Took Lucas out to learn stick at 11 years old. So that was interesting, but also kind of fun. And also, we won't be doing that for a while. But he's doing good, man. And Timmer, he's kicking butt and taking names as always. He's really dialing in the stick shift on the Mustang. The Mustang is kind of hard, which is why it's funny to watch him learn because it really is a beast. But he's getting it in. He's dialing it in, having a good time. He's going to start high school in the next couple of weeks. So, he's getting prepped for that, of course. Really nothing crazy new with Timber. He's just still biking. Bike season's coming up. He's got his first competition in the next few weeks. So that'll be good. Bike season is about, you train all summer. And then if I get it correctly, it's like August to October because around here it starts to snow about that time. So they can't keep going. But yeah, bike season's real. It's coming on board, and we're super excited for that. The biking events are crazy, so that'll be fun to get back to it. And Dre, he didn't pop in this week. No, he did pop in this week. him and his boys came over and they were playing. I forget which game they're playing, but they actually hung out, ordered some wings, hung out, talked a little bit. So that was cool. Yeah, we did see Dre this week. He actually spent the night one of the nights. So that was cool. Just hang a little bit. I hear Dre has secrets, but we'll find out. Inside joke. So Dre's doing good. Allie's getting closer to that finish line. Tim and Lucas just getting prepped for school, honestly. Podcast is going good. We're back to a rhythm. It's funny. There was such a flood there for a minute that when I only did one podcast, and then now Thirsty Thursday. So I always try and do twice a week for sure. Like that's really it, right? Tuesday, drop a specifically Power Slap episode. Thursday, drop Thirsty Thursday for the Selfish Journal project. And it was weird though, because the last couple of weeks, it hasn't been as like rush, like so many interviews that need to get done, so many follow-ups that need to get done. We're still working through it, but because we have some time, I just got back to the regular rhythm. So we're going to publish on Tuesday, Thirsty Thursday on Thursday, and we'll just kind of do that until the October card, which is kind of nice because you can really take the time and get ahead of schedule. In the podcasting world, it's so beneficial if you can get ahead of your schedule. And in the podcasting world, connected to the fight world, that can be tough because when cards come up, you can't always prep for that because guys fall out, different matches occur, injuries occur. So you can't really interview ahead of time. You can, but then you end up kind of crossing your fingers because you just don't know what's going to happen with the card. So until that comes up, though, we can get ahead of it, which we are, which has been awesome. So the workload is a little bit less as far as like the amount of interviews, and the rest of it is kind of going back to normal as far as workload. But yeah, podcast is doing great, man. Terp has reached out, and he's confirmed that he's going to come on. He was supposed to come on yesterday, but something came up. I don't know if he's anyway. Some stuff came up, and we rescheduled for the same time next Wednesday. So Terp's coming on. We got Mikey coming on. We just did Darren. I'm going to post Chief next week for that Tuesday's episode. But we also got Robert Trujillo, champ. So the podcast is doing good, man. The podcast is doing good. I just love it. It's funny. I feel weird sometimes with the podcast because, I just smile the whole time, a lot of the time. So when they talk about like a serious topic or a controversial thing, which we've been doing that lately because of Darren and Chief's match, I don't know, man. I probably, it may come across as awkward. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just in my own head, but I just smile because I'm just so happy we're doing the podcast. So yeah, podcast is doing good. We're creeping up on 100 episodes or more. It's hard to tell because on one end it says we're on episode 98, and then on the other end it says I have 107. So I need to read through that, but I think I trust the 98 number a bit more. So anyway, coming up on 100 episodes, which is crazy. We got to do something. I don't know what, but we got to do something. So yeah, podcast is doing great. Pops, talked about Pops a little bit. He's still moving and grooving. He's been moving better the last week. Well, at least for what I've seen, as far as like getting up off couches and sitting down on chairs, getting in cars and out of cars. A whole lot better this week. No spills this week. Nobody fell this week, which is great because a couple weeks ago we were doing that all the time, and that was no fun. I've actually been having him sip down elixir here from Gorilla Beverages because we've been cutting gummies in half, 5 milligram gummies in half to help him sleep, which has been an absolute game changer. But he can also have a small glass of that, and it's the same thing. And as fam, Pops is all about those cold beverages. It's genetic, so I get it. So that's been kind of fun. Not fun. It's been really nice to have him sleep better, I guess I should say. I think that's pretty much it. My older niece, she's going out to play softball. She got a scholarship, so she's taking off. This week is their last tournament up in Idaho, and then next week they're taking off. Man, she's going to college to play some softball. So shout out Bo. Jonah was here for a minute. We don't need to talk about Jonah. Freaking Jonah. I found out my older nephew's funny. Shout out to Wally. Found out he was funny. I had no idea. Dude has a great sense of humor. Who knew? So that's something. But no, fam, other than that, look, week was pretty good, pretty solid. Had some challenges, but we worked through it. Overall, the family's really good, which is great. Nothing too crazy from Pops. Oh, man. Sorry. Pause. But yeah, no, good week. Hope everybody's crushing it for real. Just do it. If you're thinking about doing anything with your life, just do it. We're all going to end up like my pops one day, and and then what was it for? Just do it, as Shia LaBeouf would say. That whole thing where he's like, just do it. That really is an internal mantra for me. People say they want to do something, and then they start to spit, well, then I just roll my eyes and keep moving. That's not how I roll. It actually makes me really appreciate my wife so much more because she has that too. She probably takes on a little bit too much, but anyway, ending thought, fam. If you got something that's going on in your head or your heart, or you got this scratch you want to itch, whether that be like comedy, a YouTube channel, going on a trip somewhere, starting a new business, or whatever the case may be, just freaking get out of your own head and do it. We're all going to be old and gray one day, and all we're going to have inside of us with us is looking back, son. And don't look back with a bunch of blankness. Look back at a bunch of bumps, a bunch of mountains, a bunch of like sunny days. Look at a bunch of wintry days. Look back knowing that you led your fucking life, because what's the point otherwise? And I say that in the name of thirst. Amen.